I apologize for serving you something that didn't taste good. I promise I won't make it again. But no matter what I made, he always criticized it. I reached my breaking point. I decided to divorce and leave the house. Then something unexpected happened with my husband and our eldest son. When a woman gets married, she's often not called by her first name anymore. My name is Emma, but at work and in the neighborhood, I'm known as Mrs. Taylor. Even at the daycare and school, they call me that. I would be okay if my husband called me by my first name, but he only refers to me as Hey from the beginning of our marriage, and even now at 50, I always called him Gordon, but it seems he doesn't get the hint. Gordon is 3 years older than me, making him 53. He works for a transportation company and used to deliver goods to the deli where I work. The friendly Gordon started chatting with me, a store clerk, and we became close. Our meeting was quite romantic, but married life wasn't like a fairy tale. Gordon, using work as an excuse, never helped with household chores, even though I'm a full-time worker at the deli. It's not like I'm a stay-at-home mom. We had our eldest son, Mark, but Gordon hardly ever helped raise him. Men get praised just for playing catch with their kids, but women work from dawn till dusk and still aren't exempt from household duties. Nor do they get any praise. Isn't society's expectation that mothers should naturally take care of their children oppressive to women? Mark was a good kid until high school, but after joining the workforce, he became sarcastic. Especially in the last 2 years since he joined his current company, he's been coming home late and doesn't listen to me at all. But for some reason, he and Gordon get along really well. Sometimes they even mock me together. Mark, what kind of job are you doing right now? I asked. I work for an ID company. There are many types of ID companies, right? Why bother explaining? You wouldn't get it anyway, he replied with a smirk, seeming annoyed to talk with me. Maybe at 25, Mark doesn't feel like explaining his job in detail to his mom. Sometimes I get so mad at him it scares me. Am I lacking maternal instincts? There's a term called unconditional love. When Mark was a baby, I felt that intense love for him. Looking at his cute sleeping face, I felt I could do anything for him. But now, seeing the sarcastic man Mark has become, my unconditional love wavers. I find myself expecting something in return for the love I give, both from Gordon and Mark. 26 years of marriage. Every day is filled with sighs, and I can say I have been happy about 2 years ago. Gordon and Mark started teaming up to criticize my cooking. I don't think my cooking skills suddenly dropped, and I don't remember cutting corners. I always consider nutritional balance, try to save every penny at a supermarket, and take into account Gordon and Mark's favorite dishes. Plating daily meals is hard enough, but having my hard work criticized is honestly disheartening. Tonight, I made Gordon's favorite Chinese stir-fry. I thought he would be pleased, but Gordon yelled, "What is this? Is it not good? It's too salty. You said it was too bland yesterday." Then Gordon pointed accusingly at me. "Can't you find a middle ground? It's always one extreme or the other with you." Yet he continued to eat, viciously exaggerating, leaning back and shouting, "So salty." Mark just ate silently. How about you, Mark? Frequent outings to upscale restaurants in Akasaka and Ginza with my boss have turned me into a gourmet. Everything tastes exquisite to me now, but I can't help but worry about any woman who might marry such a sarcastic man, even if he is my own son. Amidst Gordon's continued complaints about the saltiness of the meal, he finished his food, and so did Mark, leaving me feeling stressed. Deciding to relieve some tension on my day off, I opted to grab a meal with my best friend, Juliet. Like me, Juliet is 50 and went through a divorce 2 years ago. Her ex-husband never lifted a finger around the house but had the audacity to point out a dirty window and some dust. Juliet snapped, telling me she once whacked him on the head with a hanger. Talk about gutsy. As we discussed Gordon and Mark, Juliet's anger flared, as if it were her own issue. "Why don't you just tell him to cook for himself and hit him with a frying pan?" she suggested, only half-jokingly. "I can't say that," I replied, envisioning Gordon stubbornly insisting on cooking and potentially realizing the challenges of the kitchen. "I wouldn't dare eat anything Gordon cooked," I admitted, voicing a genuine concern. Since becoming single, I've noticed a surge in popularity at work. It's your life, you know. Are you living just for your husband or kids? Juliet questioned, her confidence radiating. "You're only 50, Emma. I'm already 50. Don't give up because of age. 50 is when life truly begins." Her words resonated deeply. Male colleagues frequently ask me out for dinner, perhaps because I'm now single. If the guy is single too, there's no issue. Juliet, with her radiant aura, embodies confidence and positivity. Is the ideal mother and wife someone who puts her kids first, husband second, and herself last? I pondered aloud. Whether it's right or not, society's norms aren't always correct, Juliet remarked. Before being a mother or a wife, you were an individual. Life's more fun when you live for yourself. Her insight caught me off guard. You're intense, Juliet. I chuckled. Don't call me intense. I'm just normal, she retorted. Dinner time is always tense for me. In most households, dinner time is a moment of family bonding and happiness. My disappointment welled up as I tried to hold back my emotions, realizing that even Mark's favorite curry rice couldn't escape Gordon's criticism. I turned to Mark, asking tentatively, "Is it too sweet for you?" I prefer spicy or medium spicy, but more importantly, I know this amazing curry place. It didn't seem fair to compare a home-cooked meal to a dish from a Michelin-starred chef. Cooking wasn't just about hearing Gordon's harsh words and Mark's sarcastic comments without considering my feelings. Gordon sighed. Oh, my mom's curry rice was the best, just like home. I wanted to suggest he have his mother cook for him every day, but I held back, fearing it would only escalate the arguments. While assisting the customer at work, my manager, Mr. Smith, complimented me. "Mrs. Taylor, your customer service is always so cheerful and genuine. It's great, really. Thank you so much." His words had power. Even a single compliment could lift spirits. Customer service was crucial. Pleasant staff encouraged customers to return. Despite each deli claiming unique offerings, they all seemed to sell similar items. Naturally, if prices were the same, people preferred the store with better customer service. Mr. Smith, 54 and single, didn't seem divorced, nor did he appear against marriage. Standing tall at 6 feet, he was a dapper gentleman and quite the charmer, especially among the younger female staff. Being single in your 50s didn't mean you weren't attractive. Perhaps his standards were sky high, or maybe he had a passionate love affair when he was younger and couldn't forget it. His mysterious aura only fueled rumors, making him more intriguing to the ladies. Mr. Smith treated me, a 50-year-old, with the same kindness he showed to women in their 20s. Such a gentleman. I couldn't help but wonder how Gordon and Mark behaved at work. If Mark made snide remarks to his colleagues like he did at home, he would definitely be the talk of the office. I worried about Gordon, especially. During the dreaded dinner time, Gordon and Mark were engrossed in watching TV. It was a show featuring family restaurant staff showcasing their best dishes, judged by renowned chefs. As I casually watched, Gordon chimed in, "Don't you ever think of going on this show? Why would you fail everyone?" Mark joined in, laughing at his father's joke. "They would probably say, 'Are you trying to kill me with this?' and throw a rejection card at you. That's just too much." "So, should we order pizza tonight?" I suggested, hoping to steer the conversation away from criticism. "Pizza? I'm in the mood for a hamburger steak takeout from the family restaurant." Seeing my rare defiance, Gordon's expression changed. "What's with the attitude? Even I have my limits, you know." Mark laughed along with his father, singing "I Want You Back" in full chorus. I wasn't amused. What's "I Want You Back"? Don't you know anything? As they continued to have their fun, I felt left out and lonely. Juliet's face came to mind, and the word divorce crossed my thoughts. After work, Mr. Smith called me over. "Emma, sorry, Mrs. Taylor," he corrected himself. I smiled at him, saying, "If you want to call me that, it's fine." For a moment, a forgotten thrill washed over me as a love song played in the background of my mind, but I quickly dismissed it. Life isn't that sweet. It rarely goes as planned. As expected, Mr. Smith wanted to discuss work, not dinner. "Actually, there's talk of our store making a TV appearance. It's a show where family restaurants and delists showcase their signature dishes and a chef judges them." "I know it. My husband and son watch it regularly. The theme is lunch combos, and there will be an internal tasting session to determine who represents the store on TV. We're thinking of having you, Emma, represent us." I was taken aback and immediately declined. My husband and son criticize my cooking every day. Mr. Smith pondered for a moment. "Do they leave food on their plates?" "No, they always finish it. I have a friend who, no matter how good the restaurant, always says, 'You're satisfied with this?' I know better places, really. Maybe Gordon and Mark are like that. We need someone like you who cooks daily. Would you consider creating a menu for us?" The responsibility was immense, and I hesitated, but part of me wanted to try. I wanted feedback from people other than Gordon and Mark. Taking the challenge seriously, I crafted a lunch combo. The company's top executives tasted it and unanimously approved my dish. While my colleagues were thrilled, I felt a mix of shock and resentment towards Gordon and Mark. Despite their daily criticisms, everyone else loved my dish. I couldn't understand why they would belittle my cooking. Was it just for fun? Furious, I left work early and stopped by the city office. I didn't tell Gordon and Mark about my selection for the TV show. Tonight's dish was shrimp scampi. For some reason, there were 2 cards on the table labeled pass and fail. After tasting a shrimp, Gordon and Mark exchanged glances and simultaneously raised the fail card. This is clearly a miss. I'm disappointed in this shrimp, Gordon remarked. Were they pretending to be judges? Was it fun to mock someone? I grabbed the cards and confronted them. You fail as a husband. What are you trying to do? You fail as a son, too, I declared, glaring at them. Then, lowering my head, I added, I'm sorry for serving you bad food. I won't do it again. But I had reached my limit with their constant negativity. Placing divorce papers on the table, I announced, I'm filing for divorce. Wait. I won't wait, Gordon protested. I have waited for 25 years. I can't wait any longer. 25 years? Okay, maybe not 25 years, but for the past few years, I've been patient. I can't take it anymore. I'm leaving this house, I declared. In shock, Gordon tried to laugh it off. It's kind of like a camera, right? That's an old reference. Where's the L in camera? He joked, pretending to search. Mark warned him. Dad, she seems serious. Really? Of course, I affirmed, resolute in my decision. Congratulations. You won't have to eat bad food anymore. In a whirlwind of change, I quickly moved out and started living on my own. Juliet's support was invaluable. Without the burden of my foolish husband and clueless son, I could focus on my job. Perhaps when life changes, many things start to shift. The company asked me to appear on TV. No way, I can do TV. You should get someone younger and prettier. That's how TV works, I argued. Most people only get one shot at TV in their lifetime. While part of me wanted to do it, I was worried about how I would look on screen. The show would have the chief judge ask detailed questions about the dish. If it's not the person who made it, they won't be able to answer. Convinced by Mr. Smith and the executives, I reluctantly agreed to the TV appearance. I didn't tell Gordon and Mark. I have blocked their calls, so they can't reach me, and I have no intention of reaching out. Of course, I told Juliet about the TV appearance. She was shocked and said, I want to be on it too, with teary eyes. With nervousness, I appeared on TV with Mr. Smith. It was my first time, and my heart raced with nervousness. Watching the stern-faced chef silently eat my lunch combo, I felt like apologizing before the judgment. This bolognese has Worcestershire sauce, ketchup, and instant coffee, the chef remarked. Finally, judgment time arrived. I prayed as the judges unanimously erased the fail card. They even praised it as delicious and perfect. I high-fived Mr. Smith, blushing. I hoped it wasn't a dream. After that, I got involved in product development and received a raise. Was it luck that things turned around after escaping from a rude husband and a sarcastic son? 3 months after the divorce, Mark visited the store. He had booked up like a football player, which surprised me. What happened to you? I asked. I had been eating at home, so I'd been eating out a lot. Before I knew it, I looked like this, he replied. Serves him right. It's probably karma for mocking the food that a top chef praised. I thought to myself. I saw you on TV, Dad shouted in disbelief. Mark smiled, but I only replied, Oh, please come back. Mom, grow up. You're 25. Handle it yourself, Mark retorted. Can I at least live with you if you don't want to be with Dad? Be independent. Don't come here again. I spoke coldly, shocking Mark with my firmness. He left the next day. As I was placing an umbrella stand outside the store, a massive man approached. Emma, who are you? He demanded. Don't play dumb, I replied. It was Gordon, but he had gained a significant amount of weight. Because of you, I've been eating and drinking at pubs every day. Before I knew it, I couldn't move. You have no right to call me that anymore. Gordon tried to laugh it off. Emma, please come back. At this rate, Mark and I will turn to Crusher Blackwell. Crusher? What? You don't know who Crusher Blackwell is? He was a 215-kilo wrestler, Gordon explained, his jokes showing no remorse. I don't want to waste my time talking to you. Please leave, I said firmly. Despite my harsh words, Gordon persisted. I apologize for everything, truly, he said. As he apologized, I remained silent. Your cooking was always amazing. My mother told me never to praise someone too much. If you keep saying something's delicious, they won't improve, Gordon continued. Wait, where are you going? He called out as I retreated into the store. To my surprise, he followed me in. Wait, we were in the middle of a conversation, he protested. I have nothing more to say. If you persist, I'll call the police, I warned him. The police? Gordon looked around dramatically. Why bring the police into a marital issue? We're not married anymore. Just give me one more chance, please. Please leave, I insisted. Suddenly, Mr. Smith emerged from the back. I have called the police. Maybe you should leave, he suggested to Gordon. Who are you? Gordon demanded. I'm the manager of the store. Why are you intervening in a marital dispute? We are not a couple, Mr. Smith clarified, gesturing between Gordon and me. I get it now. Is that why you divorced? Are you two together enough? His rude insinuation infuriated me. What nonsense are you spouting? I won't tolerate it, I snapped. Is it true? Is that why you're so upset? Just then, a police car pulled up and two sturdy officers entered. That's the man, I pointed at Gordon. What are you talking about? Gordon protested as one officer tried to restrain him. He resisted, saying, Let me go. She's my wife. I don't know this giant. So you're denying me now, one officer said. We'll discuss this at the station. The other officer was also thrown off. Had Gordon become so strong as a wrestler? Overwhelmed by jealousy, Gordon's face twisted into a terrifying scowl as he grabbed one of the store umbrellas. I was taken aback, but Mr. Smith bravely stepped in front of me, arms outstretched, trying to placate the night. Are you showing your true colors, you hothead? As Gordon raised the umbrella to strike, an officer from behind forcefully knocked it out of his hand and grabbed Gordon's wrist. You're under arrest for obstructing official duties, the officer declared. Obstructing official duties. The police's signature move. You think that solves everything? Gordon spat. Just come with us, Emma. As everyone on the street watched, I felt my face burning with embarrassment. The commotion continued as Gordon was forced into the police car. How embarrassing. Are you okay? Mr. Smith asked. I'm fine, thank you. If you ever need help, just let me know, I replied, grateful for his comforting words. You're very kind, Mr. Smith remarked. I'm not kind to everyone, huh? He added cryptically before leaving. Maybe it wasn't a misunderstanding. Since then, neither Gordon nor Mark visited the store. I finally had peace after 26 years of marriage. I was free. I could have lunch with Juliet whenever I wanted and enjoyed dinners. Even returning to a dark apartment, I never felt lonely. Work was fulfilling, and being valued by the company felt great. One day, Mr. Smith approached me. Emma, do you like musicals? He asked. Musicals? I love them, I replied. I got 2 tickets. It's easy to watch a movie anytime, but a play has a fixed date, Mr. Smith explained. Memories of my youth resurfaced, and my heart raced. Maybe it wasn't a misunderstanding after all. I would love to go, I said, smiling. Great, I'll take the tickets and go with a friend, Mr. Smith suggested. What? Just kidding. How about a nice dinner afterward? He added, seeing my relieved expression. Life is unpredictable. Now I'm embarking on a second youth.